Hey hustlers, in today's video we're looking at Joby Aviation and in particular JoBen's recent interview with Aerospace Global News in relation to a commercial ramp up. Before we jump in, let's celebrate our growing community. We're now at around 268 subscribers and we're pushing towards that 500 subscriber goal. We do have some big plans lining up, such as a live challenge bringing a new portfolio all the way from $100 to 100k, which will interest most of you Joby investors. So be sure to subscribe and follow our journey. Make sure to also drop your comments too, guys. Whether they're good, bad or ugly about Joby Aviation, share it with me and it'll be it. We're in this together. So before we jump in, let's look where Joby is sitting at the moment. So when we look at the intraday, we're up about 3.7% on the day, which is quite a good move for the day. On the 5-day, we're up 9.43%, and we're going to talk why these big moves are starting to occur. And on the 3-month, we're 4.9% up. So we'll jump into the video here.
Urban air mobility is a rapidly evolving space and many companies are entering the market, but one company that's been around for quite some time looking at this unique prospect is Joby, and I'm delighted to have their founder and CEO JoBen Bevirt here. First of all, it's great to have you along. Can you give us an idea, for those who don't know, what the Joby concept is?
So we're building vertical takeoff and landing electric air taxis. These are fast, quiet, and affordable ways of flying to your daily destinations.
Now, affordable is the key thing because everybody wants this to be something that we can all use, a price point that's good for everybody. I think when it enters a market, clearly it's going to be.
Now, if we look at the likes of Tesla entered the market at a high price point and then worked their way down. This is sometimes the best way to do it as your margins are quite high at the very start.
At the higher end of that market because it's got to start somewhere, correct?
Yeah, so we look at this entering the market at prices comparable to what you pay for a taxi in a city like New York or London, and so that's at a little bit of a premium price point. As the manufacturing volumes go up, as the utilizations go up, we want to bring that price point down and make it more and more affordable over time.
Now again, I do feel like having a nice high price point at the start is good and keeping the margins quite high are nice. Saying you're going to drop the price is good for the consumer, however for the business, especially when you're in the aerospace industry, do you really want to be pushing prices down, especially when you're only ever one accident away from a massive insurance claim?
So that it becomes a daily mode of transportation.
When any new concept comes on, the public have to get on board, and something like eVTOL is not so out there because we have helicopters, so we're used to vertical takeoff and landing, but it's a very different idea, particularly with the electric side of things. So how do you get the public on board and how do you start appealing to the public more?
One of the things that's really remarkable is when people get to hear our aircraft for the first time, they get an understanding of how hard we've worked to change not just the quantity of the noise, but also the quality of the noise. And I think this, many people think that, oh, if you make an aircraft electric, it automatically becomes quiet. That's not the case. You actually have to do a lot of really hard engineering to take the acoustics of the propulsion system, not just the motor, but also the propellers, and to make it significantly quieter. And so we've brought the acoustics down to the point where in hover, we're at about 65 decibels. In overflight, we're at about 45 decibels. And so what this means is that we can blend into the background noise level of the city.
And what about other use cases as well? Because we know that if you want to appeal to the public, sometimes there have to be some other applications, like maybe medical or something like that, something that has a service outside of just transportation.
For sure, there are numerous opportunities to provide incredible public good, including saving people time.
And what about the training?
Now, I would have liked him to expand a little bit more on this, just because I feel like he's just going off the reporter's question. It was a bit of a bluffing answer.
Pathway for when you start going to commercial use, and I can get on a Joby craft. What's the training pathway going to be like for pilots and ground crew?
Yeah, so we start with a commercial pilot and we put them through a training course to give them a type rating to fly our aircraft. We are also training new pilots, and we've already set up a training academy to do that.
What about something that's fairly unique to Joby, and this is pioneering hydrogen electric combination? How is that going to affect what you can offer that's going to be different to many of the other companies out there?
Yeah, so we're starting our operations certifying our battery electric aircraft, and this is an incredible solution to provide services in and around metropolitan areas. Our battery electric aircraft can operate on routes of up to 100 miles, and gives us the ability to fly, for example, the airport to city center routes. With hydrogen electric, we just demonstrated a 523-mile range, and so what that does.
Now, this is massive. If they can get also on board with the hydrogen industry, it's a game changer.
This allows us to connect cities and whole regions where, what if you could fly from here in London to the Alps or the Mediterranean? If you're in the US, what if you could fly from Boston to Washington, D.C. or Washington, D.C. to the Carolinas, connecting whole regions together?
And it's also key, isn't it, that you talk about these short hops. We're talking maybe Farnborough to Heathrow, Farnborough to Gatwick. You could do these little inter-airport hops. The longer range gives you London to Manchester. You could do that very simply, very easily, with this range that the capacity you have. It's a no-brainer, right? So that then, when we talk about levelling up in the UK, that then brings regions together and removes the time. What sort of time, I don't know if you know the answer to this, would it take to travel, say, from somewhere like where we are now in Farnborough to Manchester, say a 200-mile trip?
So our aircraft flies at 200 miles an hour.
There we go. There you go. We're not even going to do the maths for anybody, so you can work that one out. Anybody sitting on their motorway when they're trying to get to Manchester would know that that's a considerable time saving. So look, it's very, very exciting. Just for yourselves, when are you expecting to see?
Now, with a trip that long, I would like to sort of know the charging time for the battery. That would be quite an interesting thought.
Your offering come into the public domain?
So we're planning to launch our commercial services next year.
Yeah.
This last year we delivered our first aircraft to the DoD at Edwards Air Force Base. We're delivering another one later this year, and 2 more to the DoD next year in Florida. So this is happening, and it's happening today. It's incredible. I've been on this journey for 15 years, and to be right at the start of the commercial operations and to realize my childhood dream of taking our species and moving us into the air for daily transportation is just phenomenal.
And sustainably as well. Look, JoBen, thank you very much indeed. It's been a real pleasure. As always, if you haven't checked out Joby, do go and have.
No, that interview was quite nice. I don't think there was anything in there that particularly surprised me. I feel like he diverted a little bit away from the other applications they could use. I would like to know the likes of the charge time over a long distance. There's no point in flying 200 miles and then having your aircraft down for the day. I would like them to keep a high enough price point as we ramp up, with the long-term vision of bringing the price down. The problem is they bring the price down too quickly, you'll be affecting your margins, and then you're only ever one accident away from being terminated. Guys, that's about it. If you've got any questions, please hit them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. We're a growing community at the moment, so please hit that subscribe button. And yeah, that's it. Peace out.